Case, guys, he wants to go out with a bang, and this sold-out house is ready to rock to watch Bud Crawford in action. Tom, let's go back to you.
Thank you, Dave. I am ringside with the Magic Men. Magic Man 1, Magic Man 2, Paulie Malignaggi, Antonio Tarver. Hey, Shakur Stevenson, Regis Prograis. They don't know who David Avanesyan is. I don't know too much about him. You guys know about him. What does he have to do to win this fight against Terrence, and can he do it?
Yeah, I think Shakur knew a little bit about Avanesyan because he went with a 10th round stoppage, so he knows how durable Avanesyan is. Somebody who gives you that 10th round stoppage understands the durability of Avanesyan. Again, he's the kind of guy, he stays in your face. He can counterpunch. He's got some sharp skills, but he's pretty much A, B, and C. He's pretty basic in that he does everything well, but nothing really that great. Crawford, on the other hand, has all this versatility, and he does a lot of things great, and that's probably the difference in the fight. But Avanesyan staying in your face, staying durable, sometimes can cause, some of that pressure can cause things to break, so to speak. Pressure busts pipes. We've seen guys like Josh Kelly and Liharaga in Europe, get stopped by Avanesyan when they were the favorites over Avanesyan. So we'll see if he can pressure Crawford in any way like this.
Hey, Crawford's notoriously a slow starter. That's usually by design as he downloads the information. Is this the kind of fight or the kind of fighter that you can wait a few rounds to get going against?
I think so. I think so, because Avanesyan, I believe, is a late starter. I believe he has most of his success late. Even when he's behind, he's been able to stop some of these guys. I'm impressed with the 6 knockouts that he's had, because no one really thought he was a puncher early on in his career. So I believe later on, as his career got going, he's gotten better. So, looking at it from that point, I think Bud Crawford can start slow, but he can't get behind early.
6 straight wins and 6 straight knockouts for Avanesyan. 9 straight knockouts for Terrence Crawford. It's probably going to be that kind of fight, ladies and gentlemen. And without further ado, here we go. This is our main event of the evening. This is why you're watching. Terrence Crawford, the pound-for-pound king, putting his WBO welterweight championship of the world on the line against the very determined David Avanesyan.
Entering the arena, in the blue corner, the challenger, David Avanesyan.
So it's the opportunity of a lifetime for David Avanesyan as he fights perhaps the greatest fighter of his lifetime in Terrence Crawford. Avanesyan, 29-3-1, but since his last defeat, he's looked fantastic. 6 straight wins, all by knockout. Aggressive power punching style. He always likes to come forward and stay right in your face. He broke down Josh Kelly, an undefeated English fighter who many thought could be the next big thing. And he looks to try and break down Terrence Crawford in his hometown here tonight. Armenian heritage. From Russia. He's trained in England for 7 years under R.A.M.S. Let's see what he has in store for us here. And listen to this crowd.
That's why he comes home.
In the red corner, the defending world champion, Terrence Crawford.
How you doing, boss? Everything?
Well, Paulie, you can look at it one of two ways. You got 18,000 fans screaming for you. It's such a great moment. But at the same time, there's so much pressure on Crawford, not just to win. They expect him to dominate and to give them that knockout.
Yeah, you know what? It sets the bar high for him. You know, Crawford is a perfectionist himself. A guy with his kind of success does not get that to where he gets in life without always having set the bar high. So Crawford continues to try to set the bar high. Tonight he's got an opponent he's supposed to beat in front of him, but he wants to beat him in a way where all his hometown fans can be fully satisfied with having seen their hometown champion live in person.
The last fight he had in Omaha, he knocked out Jose Benavidez Jr. in the 12th round. I was at that fight. Let me tell you, the roof almost blew off this place when he scored that knockout. He successfully defended his welterweight WBO title 4 times and is now making his biggest ever payday here on BLK Prime. $10 million.
Wow.
Here's our tale of the tape. Terrence Crawford, one of the best to ever do it, 35 years old, 5'8", with an extensive 74-inch reach. Both of these fighters can switch stances, but I don't think anyone can do it as good as the guy on the left of your screen. Here we go. Let's get it started. Back into the ring, and Lupe Contreras.
From the CHI Health Center, this is BLK Prime Pay-Per-View. Introducing our officials at ringside. For the Nebraska State Athletic Commission Supervisor, Aaron Hendry. For the World Boxing Organization Supervisor, Russell Mora. Our judges at ringside are Patrick Morley, Joseph Mason, and Gary Ritter. At the sound of the bell, in charge of the action, referee Sparkle Lee. And now, Omaha, Nebraska. I know you've been waiting for this. Welcome to the main event. On the line, the WBO Welterweight Championship of the world. Presenting first, the fighter standing in the blue corner, the challenger, wearing black with red and white trim on the scale. He registered an official 146 3/4 pounds. And tonight, he enters the ring for the 34th time as a professional with 29 victories against only 3 losses, 1 bout even, 17 of those victories coming by way of KO. Representing his Armenian heritage, hailing from Pyatigorsk, Russia, and now fighting out of Newark, England. Here to spoil the party, David Avanesyan. Across the ring in the red corner, wearing Cornhusker red and white, he weighed in at an official 146 1/2 pounds. Started from the bottom tonight. He enters the BLK Prime ring, universally recognized as the pound-for-pound king, with an undefeated professional record of 38 victories, 29 of those victories coming by way of KO. The former lightweight world champion, former undisputed super lightweight world champion, and tonight defending his WBO welterweight championship of the world. Born, bred, and repping Omaha, Nebraska.
that side, get that side.
Yeah, this shit's just a little bit tight. Let's go, baby. Let's go. One time, baby.
You already received your instructions. Obey my commands. Protect yourself at all times. Trust God. God bless. Good luck. There we go.
They say that Las Vegas is the fight capital of the world. But right now, it sure feels like it's in Omaha. Terrence Crawford, 38-0, 29 knockouts. David Avanesyan, 29-3-1 with 17 KOs, 12 rounds for the WBO welterweight championship of the world.
And Crawford comes out right-handed. That's another thing you don't know how he's going to come out, how he's going to end. Can switch stances constantly. Most of the time fights in the southpaw stance, so I wonder if Avanesyan is surprised to see Crawford coming out in the right-handed stance of round one.
It is deafening in here. Avanesyan coming off a first-round knockout win in March over R.A.M.S. Of course, Crawford fought 13 months ago, a knockout win over Sean Porter.
Crawford always measuring, always studying his opponent, always really gathering the info as Avanesyan tries to get into range. Crawford tries to walk him into something.
But as long as Crawford's throwing that jab, that controlling jab like that, keeping Avanesyan at bay, it's going to be...
Oh, big right hand, right on the button from Avanesyan.
Like I was saying, it's going to be a long night.
Whoa.
That's what it was there. You know, the reason Avanesyan was able to land that right hand over the top was because Crawford at times lays it out there a little too much. Sometimes, you know, he's got a great snappy jab when he uses it, but right there he laid it out just a little bit too lazily. And Avanesyan was able to come over the top.
And this is what Avanesyan does. He doesn't give you room to breathe. Right on top of you for 12 rounds.
Yeah, exactly, Todd. He's a no frills guy. He just and the lesser prospects that he beat, the guys who basically he exposed that maybe weren't as good as they were supposed to be, he beats them because of things like this, where they have no staying power in the ring once he stays in their face. But a guy like Crawford is going to show a lot of different wrinkles and angles now. We'll see the southpaw stance.
But you see Crawford now switch back to southpaw now. He came out, surprised everyone, conventional, but now he's back in his most comfortable stance, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh.
Again, Avanesyan, nothing really too fancy, but by staying in your face, a lesser fighter starts to panic and creates mistakes. It's just that right now it's Bud Crawford in front of him. Bud Crawford will sit there being just as patient as Avanesyan will, and he'll open him up. So it's going to be up to Avanesyan and not just bring this kind of pressure, but also give me some thinking behind it.
And you got to be in good shape to fight someone like Avanesyan as well.
Yeah.
Well, he's not showing any fear, Crawford, at all. So a good start for the Armenian.
Well, this is the shot that Avanesyan landed, and it just looked like Crawford was backing up and didn't expect him because he was in the middle of switching, it looked like.
Yep.
So that was a punch that he caught him by surprise.
Yeah, there it is again.
See, he switched on that, and he never thought that right hand was coming from that angle, and that's why that punch landed. Crawford got to understand that this guy's tricky and slick, and he's desperate. He's going to do everything to try to win this fight.
And shortly after that, Champ, Crawford went back to the southpaw stance, which is his usual stance.
Exactly.
And Avanesyan didn't wait to meet Crawford in the middle of the ring after the bell rang. He went over to his corner, started fighting.
Again, it's that mental pressure. It's nothing fancy about it, but staying in somebody's face consistently will sometimes cause them to panic and break.
But Terrence Crawford is an elite level fighter who's seen basically everything over his 38 pro career fights.
I love the way he's controlling this fight with the jab so far. Avanesyan hasn't found a way to get through that jab. Now Crawford's going to have to start putting that left hand behind that if he want to detour Avanesyan, because this guy feels like he can get some shots in right now.
And a very patient approach by Crawford, but you see he's not allowing Avanesyan to really do much. He's being patient. Yes, Avanesyan keeps pushing the pressure on him, but Crawford with that lead hand just does enough space to where when he wants to let go of the backhand, he's able to snap it off good. But Avanesyan will keep like a buzzsaw in front of him, though.
Crawford slick, though.
And because he fights out of both stances, Crawford can exit out of both angles. He can get out on the right side and switch stance, get out on the left side. It makes it really tough to cut off the ring on him.
Right now,
Avanesyan goes southpaw. Now back to right-handed.
When you've got a fighter who's 35 years old and hasn't fought in over a year, you always wonder, hey, has Father Time caught up with him a little bit?
No, I think he got Father Time in the chokehold right now. For real. No, but what you see is the patience, the poise, the professionalism when you're looking at Crawford. He's not overreacting. He's not being, bothered by anything that Avanesyan is doing. I mean, this is a consummate pro, and this is why a lot of people got him #1 on the pound-for-pound list.
Body shot there from Avanesyan. Left hook.
And Avanesyan will stay here, man. He'll stay in his face, so he'll keep Crawford thinking.
Oh, that's scored as well.
There.
Avanesyan having some success.
Clash of heads there.
Well, Crawford's going to have to beat Avanesyan into submission. That's the only way you can win a fight against somebody like this.
Yeah. Avanesyan now starting to switch stances back and forth, too. But again, I'll stress it again. No frills from Avanesyan. He just wants to stay in your face and try to see if that creates a panic or a break. But again, it's just Crawford we're dealing with here. You're going to have to be a bit more tricky than just pressuring him.
Yeah, where? No blood there. No? Yeah. Yeah, you go ahead. Alan, he's short. Yeah. You do that, Alan. You keep on here. Listen, you're doing okay, yeah? Just don't get careless. Keep your hands tight all the time. Keep moving side to side, all right? Don't give him no chances. Don't give him no chances, yeah?
White boy is good point.
Yeah.
The left hand by Avanesyan catches part of the shoulder from Crawford. Then on the way out, he throws that body shot as well.
That body shot was a little more effective.
Yeah. Crawford went right to it. And again, you're starting to see why Avanesyan has gotten the upset wins he's gotten. You see this kind of pressure. You gotta. When I always look at when an amateur star turns pro, their ability. A lot of top amateur stars end up getting beat in the pros, and some succeed. The biggest difference that I see from the ones that succeed to the ones that don't succeed, they all can fight, but it's the staying power. And guys like Avanesyan expose whether you have any staying power in the ring. And what I mean by staying power is your ability to be in a tough fight for 10, 12 rounds, mentally draining you, and your ability to still execute a game plan underneath those circumstances. Avanesyan is the kind of guy who exposes those fake prospects.
He's a solid B-plus class fighter, and if you ain't in the A class, you can't expose you
Left hand
like that.
scores for Avanesyan, and he is putting up, I think, a better fight so far than almost anyone thought he would. Whoa, again!
Now he punches with Do you see that?
Now, the one thing Crawford can't do is underestimate Avanesyan's power. Because sometimes you'll see a shot coming thinking, oh, it ain't nothing on
He's had some knockouts lately, right, Ken?
and get clipped. You know what I mean? You can't underestimate this guy's punching power.
Blue, how did you score those first 2 rounds?
I got it 2-0, Terrence Crawford. He always makes adjustments. Every time he take a big punch, he took a big punch in the first round. He made adjustments. He switched to southpaw, where he's more comfortable. He's controlling the distance with his jab and his counter punch ability. He's letting the fight come to him and breaking down David Avanesyan. 2-0, Terrence Crawford.
Nice moment there for Bud as he works off the ropes. Upstairs and downstairs.
Tell you what, too, the interesting thing about both of these guys is both of these guys tend to get better as the rounds progress. Nice body shot by Crawford. You see the reaction Avanesyan gave to it.
Crawford still in that southpaw position. Avanesyan not really choosing southpaw or orthodox. He's squared up.
Crawford being a bit more active now. I don't know if it's because Avanesyan's forcing him to be because he's trying to get more in his face, or if it's Crawford is just starting to step on the gas a little bit and throw more shots.
No, it's pressure. It's pressure now. I think Avanesyan right now is making him fight a little harder than he wants to right now because he was in cruise control. But this is what David has to do if he's going to put himself in this fight.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Again, he tests your staying power. We already know Crawford has staying power, so although this will make Crawford work harder than he wants to.
He's making Crawford earn everything to the body. I know Crawford loves to go to the body, but the body is not there. He's sticking that jab sometime. But I think if he's going to have Avanesyan where he wants him at later on in this fight, he's going to have to go and invest in that body a little bit to slow this guy down.
Nice spin move from Crawford. Throws a right to the body. Avanesyan seemed to handle it well. He's about as tough as they come.
Once you start me, come around. Come around and come under. Hit him with the angle. All right? Hey, a little bit more combination off the jab. Hit him a little bit better wrist. As soon as you close that distance, go under. Go it under. Pick those gloves.
We saw in that last round, nice little spin move by Crawford on the out. We got a nice little combination, and then you know what? After the out, nice little body shot as well.
All right, here we go, round 4. Antonio, are you surprised by how competitive Avanesyan's been?
No, not at all. Not at this stage in the game. I mean, this guy's proven he's qualified. Everyone knows he's tough, and this is an opportunity of a lifetime, like you said. You know, opportunities like this don't come by all the time in boxing. So, of course, I felt like he would bring his best game tonight. But the cream always rises to the top.
I'll tell you what, for Avanesyan, even putting in a good 12 rounds of work against the pound-for-pound king is a good look for him. You know, he's known to come up short at these levels, but it's in the way that he comes up short that keeps him getting other opportunities against even the prospects that then he winds up beating. So Avanesyan, whether he wins or whether he loses,
on the inside, Avanesyan lands a right. And now another right from Avanesyan.
It's left-handed by Avanesyan as well. That's what I'm saying. Usually he gives a good account of himself and keep himself in the mix.
You know, a lot of times when a fighter has some success when he's not expected to, it can be the biggest false sense of security in the fight. Now, I think Crawford might be letting him get a little comfortable, but I know he's going to raise the stakes in a minute.
Right hand from Crawford sneaks through.
He forces his way inside, does Avanesyan, and then he tries to get that work in there.
Yeah, he's holding his own when these two exchange.
Crawford is very, very awake, even at close range, though, you see. Very, very calm and collected.
I don't think we want to see too many exchanges because that gives a guy with a punching chance a chance. You know what I mean? It's important that Crawford do his thing and get on defense and not just be exchanging with this guy because he's too big of a puncher.
But you know, oh, nice right hand by Avanesyan. But let's not forget Crawford's been off for 13 months, right? So this is kind of the right kind of guy he's got in front of him, who's going to be a durable guy, make him get some rounds, make him
nice
think.
Uppercut from Avanesyan.
Even catch him with a couple of shots. You know, it's part of the ring rust as well. And you also Avanesyan's pretty quality. So you know, it's to kind of get back in the ring, knock the rust off kind of fight that Crawford's going to need.
If Crawford stay in this speed all night long, I think that it'll be competitive. But when the champ want to raise that level up and take it up a notch, then
here goes Crawford. He's on the front foot now. This crowd is rallying behind him. Avanesyan trying to stay in the pocket. He doesn't know where else to go. He lives in the pocket.
That's it.
You see the change of speed on the shots from Crawford. Look at it. This is the thing of beauty that I'm talking about with Terrence Crawford.
And now they're going toe to toe.
Finds the opening, but also look at the change of speed in Crawford. Oh, nice shots. Avanesyan at the belt.
That was a solid shot. And Crawford had his hands down.
Yeah, I right on the chin.
He can't gamble like that.
But again, a live guy in front of him, this is the kind of guy he needs to knock off the rush, right? I mean, look, Avanesyan, when he lands, has not been able to hurt Crawford, but at the same time, show where Crawford needs to work on some things. And a nice double uppercut with the left hand. And once Crawford gets his hands moving, he gets really, really creative in the way he's going to do it. See the little touches, mixes in the little touches, and then digs in some hard right underneath there. You know, so again, look at the change of speed. He goes up and down the gears in the midst of combinations, and this makes him very difficult to time. And right at the end of the round, Avanesyan wanted some good body shots from both guys there. And then there's going to be some, no, a nice little left hand there by Avanesyan. And that made Crawford step back. Oh, there it is right there.
And when I mean you cannot take this guy power for granted, you just can't let a guy touch you on your chin with your hand.
Yeah, he'll fight back. You know, a lot of times Crawford does a good job of anticipating when a guy's going to throw back in the midst of those inside combinations, because that's why Crawford takes the power off those shots.
So here we go, guys. Round 5, and things are heating up. No doubt about it. Blue, how do you have it scored through 4?
I have it 4 rounds to nothing. Terrence Crawford. David Avanesyan is having a good showing of himself, though. It's a competitive fight. It's just the adjustments of Terrence Crawford, the skill set, the changing levels of Terrence Crawford. He controls the distance perfectly, and that's just making it hard for David Avanesyan to get in. 4 rounds to nothing, Terrence Crawford.
Look at that. Crawford almost starts to do the drills on him. Those are like little bag drills you do where it touches and goes and touches and shoots and hard shots and soft shots. These are like little things you do on the bag when you're drilling. Crawford does them to opponents.
Still in the southpaw position is Crawford. Paulie says that's his most natural.
Avanesyan now is a southpaw as well, although he switches every second.
Left hand by Avanesyan gets a smirk from Crawford, but he knows he's getting touched, Antonio.
Yeah, but he's back in control in this round. I mean, he was in control the last round, but we had a lot of exchanges. But right now, you don't see as many exchanges. He's back on that jab, controlling. It's the matador and the bull, so to speak.
And it's hard to break the winning mentality of Avanesyan, and that's what makes him such a tough, durable guy. You know, Avanesyan may be losing the fight, but in his mind, you haven't convinced him that he's not going to win tonight. So he keeps pushing it, looking to change his look, and thereby forces Crawford to work harder than maybe he might have anticipated. See, Avanesyan cutting the ring off here. See, now he trapped Crawford against the ropes. Now Crawford does a good job, but again, it keeps Crawford working because he got the ring cut off on him.
Good body shot.
Uppercut, a slick uppercut from Crawford into the body. The crowd is eating it up. Another left hand for Crawford. Is the quality starting to shine through?
And that's a problem with Crawford. You chase him, you trap him, and then he gets the best of you in the exchange a lot of times. And Avanesyan undaunted, he still keeps working.
Good uppercut.
Good left there from Avanesyan.
See, Avanesyan gets through in there, but the shot selection is the difference, and Crawford's shot selection is very good. Avanesyan is more of a hustle guy on the inside, and he'll get some shots through just on his hustle alone. But it's Crawford with the shot selection.
Avanesyan with a straight right hand and then a left as well, but here comes Crawford firing away. Good action round here in Omaha.
Keep stabbing you up and down, yeah? Keep off the line. You're doing really good.
Crawford's body attack has been really good this fight. You know, he's got to mix it up upstairs and downstairs very well. See, that's inside work there from both guys. Crawford really some nice defense in there, although Avanesyan does get some through at times. Avanesyan as well, you know, with the up and down, upstairs and downstairs. I just don't think he's thinking it through as much as Crawford is. A lot of times Avanesyan will just move his hands, and he'll get through because of his determination and moving his hands. Crawford seems like he's selecting the shots carefully.
Let's see what he says, okay?
You'll notice a lot of times Crawford will even double with the same hand. You're missing a clock.
Yeah, come on. He wants to see.
His gloves ripped. I saw it earlier, and I didn't say anything. Yeah, both of the gloves ripped.
Oh, man.
I thought it was the color when I saw it over here in the last round. I didn't want to say anything, but the glove bust on the other side.
Oh, wow.
Wow, yeah, you can see the padding coming out.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be wrong, but I'm like, I look like the glove opened.
Somali and Henry Cookman stuff, man.
Both gloves are busted open.
Look at this.
They letting it go.
That is strange.
With both the Crawford's gloves or both guys' gloves?
That's Crawford's
glove. I think they should go back to the dressing room, get the extra set so they can have it between the rounds the next round.
Oh, that's crazy.
Well, you would think the cut and the gloves, if he were to hit Avanesyan just the right way, that could bust slice his head open. Uppercut from Crawford. And look how Crawford just continuously throws punches to keep Avanesyan at bay.
Yep. And again, shot selection, also change of speed on the shots, change of strength on the shots as well. So, I mean, not every shot Crawford's throwing is hard, but some of those light shots are meant to draw something out of Avanesyan so we can counter him as well.
Oh, there's a nice right hook from Avanesyan. And that gets Crawford angry.
Snuck it in there.
And you may not like him when he's angry.
So you do start to wonder, you start to make comparisons with Spence and Crawford, right, when you see things like this. When Spence is at this distance, that is when he's at its most effective. It's really interesting how Crawford will handle that. It's been a lot of close quarters fighting with him and Avanesyan tonight.
I knew it wouldn't be long before we start drawing the comparisons to the big proposed fight that's in the wind.
Oh, nice double uppercut. He's really making a home for those uppercuts, guys.
The uppercut has become Crawford's favorite in this fight. There's another one, just misses.
I like to see that right hand up a little bit by Bud, man. I like to see that right hand. It's like it's hanging down what we call the bread basket.
Oh, yeah. I think Avanesyan might have felt one of the body shots.
Crawford, look at him just going upstairs and downstairs, picking him apart. Oh, nice. Stood him up with that uppercut as well, into the body.
He's picking it up now.
Yeah, and even Avanesyan's punch output is starting to come down now in this round a little bit. Crawford's taking it up the gears. Nice.
Oh, what a right hand from Terrence Crawford. Flat on his back. He knocked him out. The King is still on top of his game.
Timing shot. It was the uppercut, Todd. The uppercut followed by a hook.
He set it up all night.
Timing shot.
Set it up all night.
The counter left uppercut followed up with a right hook. That was it.
And just like that, Crawford says to Omaha, I'm still here.
What a finish. Want to wish the best for Avanesyan, though he went down tremendously hard.
Errol Spence Jr., are you watching?
Shots fired. Wow.
You can see that fight ended dramatically and suddenly, you know. But you can see Avanesyan in this particular round was starting to fade just a little bit. You still weren't sure if he was going to be able to get him out of there that fast. And then Crawford, 1 to 2 punch combination. What a counter punch combination that was.
What a finish! And I heard some people, some rumblings saying this guy can't punch.
We're gonna get it. Well, I'm sure we're gonna get the replay. It's a counter left uppercut followed by a right hook, if I'm not mistaken.
And
really, really sharp.
Timing is everything, man.
And Avanesyan just now sitting up. He has no idea where he is. Look at it.
I wonder if Avanesyan realizes what he got hit with. You know, it was that kind of shot where you're chasing, and all of a sudden they're waking you up.
He didn't see it. He didn't see it.
All right, let's watch it again.
Let's see it again. Let's see. Let's see if it's a counter left uppercut. There it is. Counter left uppercut, right hook. Yep. Avanesyan threw his own left hand. So it starts out with Avanesyan throwing his left hand. Watch Avanesyan's going to throw his left hand. Watch the reaction by Crawford. Watch the reaction by Crawford. Boom. Counter. Rolls with it beautifully. So he rolls perfectly with the left hand and turns that right uppercut, a left uppercut over, and then comes back with a right hook.
Watch how he turned that power to the right side and twerk. That was a beautiful setup shot.
And that was what he added. You see, he was building up to it. He was landing a lot of the uppercuts over the course of the night. He was even doubling and tripling on them guys. But then this time, instead of doubling on the uppercut, he switched it up on Avanesyan. He threw the right hook, and Avanesyan never saw it coming because he had been used to Crawford trying to double and triple those uppercuts with the left hand.
We call that a master trap.
Yep.
You don't get out of that one.
Nope, man, he sure didn't.
10 straight knockouts for Terrence Crawford. He's never been paid more for a fight, and that was a $10 million punch.
Yes.
Into the ring, and Lupe Contreras.
Inside the BLK Prime ring, 2 minutes, 14 seconds of round number 6, your winner by way of KO still, WBO welterweight champion of the world, ripping Omaha, Nebraska, Terrence Crawford.
Well, Omaha, you got what you wanted in perhaps his final fight in his hometown. He ends it with a masterstroke, an exclamation point that I wouldn't say sends shockwaves through the boxing world, Paulie, but it lets everybody know that Terrence Crawford is most likely the best fighter on the planet.
Hey, man, he made his statement. You know, he got his work in tonight, knocked off the rust against the guy who forced him to work round in and round out. And then, of course, it wouldn't be a Terrence Crawford fight if he didn't end it the way he ended it.
Let's go into the ring. Miguel Flores is with the champ.
Terrence Crawford, I think the entire city of Omaha just erupted after that knockout shot in the 6th round. Talk about the finish. What were you seeing in that 6th round? It didn't seem like you even hit him with your full power, but you just hit him on the button. How did that finish come about?
Well, I was just warming up in the earlier rounds, and my coach told me, you know what I mean, I can sit down there, and you know what I mean, if I'm comfortable, you know, and pick my shots. And, you know, I started picking up the pace, planting my feet, and I caught him with a hook.
Was there anything that he did that surprised you in his approach and his game plan? And did you have to make any adjustments throughout, or was this kind of according to plan?
No, we actually knew what he was going to bring to the table. We knew he was going to go back and forth from orthodox to southpaw. We knew he was going to try to counter. We knew he was going to pressure me. And, you know, everything else is history.
This was your 10th straight knockout. You have had numerous title defenses. You're arguably the pound for pound. Many think you're the pound for pound fighter in the world. How important was it for you to return to your hometown of Omaha and do this fight here?
Well, like I said, it's always important for me to give back to the city of Omaha because the Omaha has given me so much joy and boost to go out in different countries and different states. And you know, I wear Omaha proudly on my trunks. They support me everywhere I go, and it ain't right if I don't bring it back and support them like they support me.
Well, you hear the crowd. They certainly support you. You represent them well. They call you your hometown hero. Now that you scored the knockout, what does the future hold? All of boxing world's waiting. Is Errol Spence next?
Well, listen, I'm a free agent. You know, like I said before, you know, this was a one-fight deal. You know, hopefully, you know, we can go to the drawing board and these big fights come about in the near future.
Terrence Crawford, congratulations on defending your title once again here in Omaha. Any last words for your hometown fans here?
Hey, Omaha, I'd like to thank each and every one of y'all for coming out and showing me support. It means a lot to me. I love y'all dearly, you know, and I hope all y'all enjoyed y'all time tonight, you know, of some good boxing. Now let's go out, let's go have fun, let's go party.
Ladies and gentlemen, Terrence Bud Crawford.
Hey, there ain't no party like an Omaha party, because an Omaha party
don't stop.
All right, let's put a button on this, guys. And by the way, he mentioned Errol Spence. Errol Spence was in a serious car accident today. He walked away unscathed, but man, that guy is living on 9 lives, but he is okay.
He really is.
What would you say you would do next if you're Terrence Crawford?
Well, he definitely got to see, can we make the Errol Spence fight? But if it ain't there, keep moving.